Fernando Joaquim Gay joined a big construction company in Mozambique with the understanding that he wouldn't work on Sabbath. But after 3 years, the company boss asked him to go on a business trip on Saturday. Fernando reminded his boss, Alexander, that he didn't work on Saturdays. Still, at 5 a.m. Saturday, Alexander pulled up at Fernando's house to drive to Zimbabwe. When Fernando declined to go, Alexander barred him from returning to work until they had a one-on-one meeting. At the meeting several days later, Alexander suspended Fernando for 7 days without pay. He also gave him 3 options: resign, work on Saturdays, or forfeit 2 days' pay for every Saturday that he missed work. He told Fernando to submit his decision in writing after 7 days. Fernando turned in a 10-page document with his decision. He wrote that he couldn't resign because he needed the job. He wrote that he couldn't work on Saturdays because he obeyed God, and he included a number of Bible verses about the Sabbath. He concluded that he was willing to take a pay cut for every Saturday that he missed work, and he also was ready to make up Saturday work on Sundays. Taking the document, Alexander told Fernando to keep working while he discussed it with his management team. A week passed, and Alexander called Fernando on a Sunday to come to his house. The house was in another town, and Fernando arrived by public bus. Alexander instructed Fernando to drive a company car to a town 70 miles away to inspect a company project. Fernando returned late that night after the public buses had stopped running, and he slept at Alexander's house. The next Sunday, Alexander asked Fernando to come over again. This time, he wanted him to take his mother out in the company car. The following day, on Monday, Alexander called a company meeting and asked Fernando to stand up. Fernando took a pay cut because of his faith in God, he said. But now we see that he is sincere, so he doesn't need to work on Saturdays. Then he presented Fernando with keys to a company car. Use this car for all company business, he said. And if you have business for your church, you also can use it freely, and we will pay for the gas. We only have one request. Ask your pastor to pray for our company to prosper. From that day in 2003 until today, Fernando has never had any Sabbath problems at work. The company car has proven to be a blessing to the church, and Fernando has used it to visit sick and elderly people, to participate in evangelistic programs, and to engage in other church activities. Every time people see the car, they remember that Fernando keeps the Sabbath. It is worthwhile to be faithful to God, Fernando said. There is great reward.